This podcast is independent from my studies at Texas A&M's College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. This is intended to share knowledge and experiences in the field of veterinary medicine and to share the importance of medicine for the pursuit of science and its positive effects on the general public. Quick, introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
My name's Will Stroud. I'm a 3VM student at Texas A&M University, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
Sick. It's always fun to see the different intros that people do.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, everyone says where they're from.
Yeah, I feel like that's a vital part of
Hmm.
the introduction sandwich.
All right. You wanted to talk about some government stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly is your title?
So my former title was Government Affairs Coordinator for the SAVMA chapter at A&M. I have since, left that role just because my time, it's a 1-year position, so my year expired. But I was formerly the Government Affairs Coordinator, which sounds really fancy and got to mean that basically I was the liaison between everything happening with like the AVMA on the government side and the student body, which is super cool.
And that's not just A&M, right?
For us, it is, yeah, for me, it was just at A&M because there's a government affairs coordinator at every SAFMA chapter.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then I
Um,
think on the national board, there's like a whole SAVMA committee across like all of SAVMA that I think is more like nationwide kind of deal. But yeah, I was focused on just like distributing stuff to the student body at A&M.
okay, cool. That's some background.
Yeah.
All right, you had some important stuff you wanted to talk about.
Yeah. I just think there's some things that are becoming more and more pressing, and we've heard about it a couple of times when we were in class even. Um about like xylazine and rural vets and things like that. So yeah, I guess just getting started on that. The AVMA has a couple bills they've been wanting to pass through Congress for the past couple years. And so I, through my position, had the privilege of flying up to DC and to the AVMA fly-in with vets and vet students from all across the country. And we came to represent like our states and whatever. And then we went to Capitol Hill and talked with representatives and senators from our respective states, and essentially pitched these bills. It was like support us. And one of them was about xylazine. In the news, xylazine is becoming more like kind of like a fentanyl kind of thing, where there's more illicit use of it on like the streets, and that's putting a lot of pressure on the vet industry because xylazine right now, there's no practical alternative for sedation in cattle or lab animals. That's like the drug that they use. And so currently, the government is trying to schedule xylazine as a Schedule 3, which it's the opinion of the president of the AVMA that xylazine's getting Schedule 3 no matter what. There's like, it's not like an if it gets scheduled, it's when. And so this bill that we were up there lobbying for was just like damage control, basically. Um, what this bill would allow us to do is, um, what do I do about that?
Your phone going off?
Yeah.
Oh, one, put it on silent.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It is on silent. Anyway, sorry about that.
It's okay.
Keeping it natural. I think it was Evelyn.
Probably since you called her earlier.
Um, yeah. So back to the important stuff.
Yeah.
Xylazine. Um, I guess kind of boring background information for people who just want some context. Xylazine is a generic drug used in vet med, and there there's was essentially 3 manufacturers domestically, and then after hearing that xylazine is potentially going to be scheduled, one of the manufacturers stopped making it just because they already make no money.
Hmm.
And when drugs get scheduled, they have to either revise their facility to fit in like certain regulations down to like the size of the rebar in the floor, or they gotta rebuild a new factory to those specifications. So it costs a lot of money, big investment if you want to keep making the drug. And the other manufacturers already said like we're not going to continue to make it
Hmm.
if it gets scheduled, just because it's a whole deal. So this bill is basically just saying it'll allow the current US manufacturers to keep, like, they're basically grandfathered in and they can keep their factory the same and um still manufacture it how they always have. It wouldn't change the fact that xylazine is becoming Schedule 3, and it would make sure that farmers and ranchers can still use it for its purpose of treating medicine, like large animal medicine, under the verbiage of being like an ultimate user. So they kind of have the authority to use the drug and they don't have to jump through all these hoops, basically. So yeah, that's just something that the AVMA sent out an email saying it's like getting more traction in the legislature. And so I think it's important that people know about this and they write to their local representative and congressman to support this, because I'm not sure what we're going to do if the one drug that is approved for cattle and lab animals is now gone.
Yeah. Well, before this, I looked into a little bit about what's going on, what xylazine is used for, like in total, um, not just in cattle, because we talked about in class that it's the only approved drug for sedation. It's the only drug approved for cattle for sedation.
Mm,
There are other drugs for sedation, but it would be used off label. And then you get into the mess of, can I use something off label in a food producing animal and that whole shebang, which I honestly would rather just use stuff that's approved for cattle. Um, but I think I was reading about some articles within the ABMA, which I'll post whatever in the description of like year forum I got, and some of the articles that the ABMA produced. But xylazine isn't really used that much in human med. I don't
mm,
know what they use it for or how it's used, but it's just not used. Um, Certainly as much as it's used in vet med. So if those companies do stop producing it, it's not like the human med world is gonna pick up the slack in a way. Which
mhm,
I had the idea like, oh, if the vet xylazine producers stop like existing, then or at least stop existing in the world of xylazine, then we could, you know, start getting the drug from a different market, like the human world. But that's not really a thing. So it does sound like if it goes away, it's gone, and
yeah,
we just got to wait for another company to come by and like, okay, we're gonna reinvest all this money, or a new company is gonna invest for the first time, which I don't know who's gonna do that. Um, Maybe like economics wise, there'll be just a natural pull in that direction, kind of like there's a hole in the market and someone's gonna fill it.
mhm.
Because one company starts making xylazine, doesn't matter how much. I'd hate to say that they would price gouge, but that's, you know, that is a, hopefully they don't do that, but they can essentially market it and it'll essentially fly off the shelves because no one else is producing it. Um, but yeah, I guess I didn't really know until we started talking about it after you did what it's called a fly-in.
Yeah, the AVMA fly-in.
Yeah, it's being fentanyl's being laced with xylazine. And what I found from the AVMA, or actually no, from the FDA, that it's about they they tracked it down to about 15% of the xylazine is traced back to the vet world. So
Mm.
most of it is just being sourced from other stuff.
Yeah, what they told us there in our briefing was that a lot of it's coming like from China. And so I don't really know what scheduling it in the US is going to do about drug smuggling coming in from China, but I mean, it should at least help a little bit, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I get the idea that scheduled drugs are tracked in different ways. They're definitely stored in different ways, uh, especially in clinics. And like you said, they're produced at different scales with different parameters. But so I'm not exactly against the philosophy that a drug that is harmful or being used in a harmful manner in the I guess in the human world, which sounds weird to say, but in the human world, like I'm not against that idea. I just think it has uh like secondary effects that are huge for vets, and
Yeah.
it would be nice if it was uh I don't know, planned out before being scheduled, like this bill. Um and so what's the wording exactly that the
So
vets are exempt or grandfathered?
so what it says is that vets are becoming a quote ultimate user, um, as someone who's lawfully permitted to possess a controlled substance for legitimate use in the Controlled Substances Act.
Does it describe what an ultimate user is?
No, it just says that's just how it's described. I think that is defined in the bill itself,
Hmm.
but
I think I found the bill um online and I was trying to read it. I don't I'm not going to read government bills. The wording is not what I'm used to.
yeah, it's really wordy. But the AVMA puts out a lot of resources. I just wanted to come on here and give people like a brief overview of it, just because it's something that like I'm passionate about because I've kind of been up there and it's like being up there in DC talking to these people about something that affects like the vet industry as a whole. It kind of like made me want to make sure that people know about this stuff so that they can do their part and like safeguard this kind of thing.
Who'd you talk to?
So we talked with there was just a bunch of staffers really. So the day that we were up there was at the state it was the day of the State of the Union. So most of the actual like congressmen and women were busy. But we talked with the offices of Ted Cruz, John Cornyn, Representative Ronnie Jackson, Wesley Hunt, and Matt McCall.
That one's less familiar. The other ones
Mike
I know, but
Mike McCall. The Brazos Valley rep. So it was the representatives for Houston, the representative for Brazos Valley or Brazos County, and then the representative for like the upper panhandle and like northern part of Texas.
did it seem like talking to them was effective? If it wasn't to the actual
Yeah.
representatives?
No, so Ronnie Jackson, his office was already like he's a big ag guy, and so his office was already game for it. Everyone we talked to was pretty receptive to it, except for the offices of the senators. Like the representatives' offices that we spoke to, they were all said like, "Oh yeah, like we'll put this on his desk so when he comes back, he'll see it." And like,
It's like, what does that
who
mean?
knows if that really happened, you know? But at least they acted interested.
Hmm.
Um, and it's just the senator staffers that we talked to though were very like not quite standoffish, but they were just not very
Hmm.
interested. But things move very slow. I think the I heard when at the fly-in that the past 4 years or something they've been trying to do push these bills through.
Hmm.
So it's going to take forever to get anything done. But just hearing from the AVMA recently that they sent out like an online campaign kind of thing. Like you put your email there. You like click the link or something and they were like, "Oh, this shows your support."
Hmm.
And it just brings credibility to their whole position. But yeah.
Okay. I can link that so people can
Yeah,
get access.
the pamphlets like I got here are much easier to like digest and makes a lot of sense. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, I like I said, I kind of agree with the sentiment. It just has backlash that affects this one field, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Does it has anybody talked to those companies to see the ones that are still producing it? I know you said one already dropped out in production.
Mm-hmm.
Do they show any interest in continuing if when it gets scheduled?
The AVMA told us that it like would make it so that they're not. I guess they might have told us that the company told them that they're gonna stop making it. I'm not.
Hmm.
I actually don't really know, but I mean, I trust the president of the AVMA was talking to us, and like I trust when he says that like this is important to because or else it's gonna go away. Like I don't know. I'm inclined to believe the guy.
Yeah. Hmm. I wonder if any kind of subsidies would be warranted to help since it is such a need, like there is such a need for it. It would be interesting to see if some money would be allocated for reconstruction or changing of facilities to make sure that they keep producing it. But since it is,
Yeah, well, that's what the point of this bill is it means they don't have to do that.
yeah, yeah.
So
But
I
like
don't.
just in case the bill doesn't go through or this part of it, is it being, I guess,
I think it's nested inside of the farm bill.
hmm
I believe both of the two that I have here today are nested under the farm bill.
hmm.
So I'll have to fact check that. But there was a lot of talk about the farm bill when we were up there, and one of, if not both of these, are uh, nestled under there with that.
Okay. Did it seem like anybody was concerned that people or vets would be, I don't know, in question of giving out the drug for illegal uses, and that would kind of prevent this part of the bill being passed?
Mm-mm. I mean, I from the people that I spoke to, we never got any friction like that. Definitely not the AVMA. I mean, they were like, obviously, this isn't coming. I mean, odds are some is leaking out of the vet industry from like a couple bad apples, but the majority of it is not. Like you said, it was you found the statistic that said 15%.
Yeah.
Um,
I want to say it was from a an FDA document from 2024 that hold on, I can pull it up too. But that 15% was traced back to veterinary um veterinary use. Not it wasn't used in veterinary medicine, obviously, but sourced from a veterinary source.
hmm, it's
And
actually crazy. It's a lot.
I mean, is that
But
more than you expected? Because it's not very 85. That means 85% of it was from somewhere else.
yeah, I mean that is more than I expected, but I guess that could mean that could be like a tech stealing it from the like
Yeah,
it could be anything.
yeah, or it could
So
be it was
could be it being I guess you won't really prescribe it. You kind of use it in clinic.
yeah, maybe it could be it's not like malfeasance or not somebody doing on purpose, but on the in the veterinary sense, but somebody else, I guess, stealing it, which I can't kind of hard to imagine.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I mean, if this bill passes, then you get the the situation of the people who are following the rules are going to follow the rules,
Mhm.
and they can't use it anymore. Um, and then the people who aren't following the rules are just going to keep not following the rules. So
Well,
is that going to?
if this bill passes, then the people will still be able to use it. If
Yes.
it fails, then we're kind of in a similar situation to that. But I think there was pretty big support for both of these bills this past year. So I don't see any reason why this wouldn't get passed. This was just a pretty like the veterinary part of it is such a small part of like the whole xylazine issue that they're trying to fix,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't think a lot of people think about it. And so us going up there and just telling them like, hey, by the way, if this happens, like, no, it's a whole big thing, chain of events type of deal that nobody really thinks about.
Because
Yeah.
they have all these other things to worry about. They don't know
Yeah.
that this drug is being used in a field that they're not a part of.
Dude, people also like don't know anything about vet med. Like the first thing we do when we went and talked with the staffers, we were like, okay, so like what, like, are you familiar with anything of veterinary medicine? Like, do you know much about the field? And all of them said no, because like, why would they? They're like, oh, I mean, I take my dogs to the vet. And one of the girls was like, I've seen a cow before. I'm like, okay, that's something, but not quite what I meant. Um, yeah, it's just a lot of people don't know about it.
I mean, that's like most people though.
Yeah.
Like back where I'm from, I was the same way in high school. Like I think I saw a cow once. Like it just is normal. Out
Yeah.
in the rural parts of Texas, not so much, but there's way less people out there.
Yeah.
So,
So just bringing attention to this kind of thing is, I think, really all that needs to happen. And then the people in charge of making all the decisions are like, oh yeah, you're kind of right. This would be bad. So yeah.
cool. What else you guys talk about there?
We also talked about another bill that it honestly got a lot more positivity from people. Um, because there was no like political undertone to it. Like xylozine's a pretty big issue right now. And so like saying that word is kind of like, at least when we were up there, was like, whoa.
Really? Because
Yeah.
the word fentanyl, you say that and everyone's like, oh, it's being put in all these different other drugs and people are dying from
Yeah.
it because it's so potent. Like, I, I bet I could go back and talk to my family about xylazine. Like, what is this?
Yeah. I don't know. It's bad though. It like eats people's skin off and stuff like that. I think it's a problem in like the major cities. I'm not really too familiar, but I know that I've seen politicians like blah, 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 xylazine this, xylazine that kind of deal.
Hmm.
Get it off the streets kind of deal. So this one is the Rural Veterinary Workforce Act.
The second bill
The
you guys
second
talking about?
one, yeah, this one got a lot more support just outwardly. And basically some background on it is the USDA budgets $10 million a year to give to veterinarians who go work in shortage areas across the United States. And there's this year in 2026 there were 245 across 47 states that are like in need of a vet basically. And I believe Texas was almost the entire state was deemed as a shortage area. Basically, you go there and you work in the shortage area, you apply for the program that the USDA puts out. And if you get accepted to the program, you'll get a maximum of $120,000 um, toward your student loan debt in exchange for 3 years of service in one of these areas.
Oh, it's just 3 years?
Yeah. So it's a pretty big amount.
Mm-hmm.
um, but what they uncovered through looking through things um, is essentially the Treasury is taxing this money from the USDA. Um, because they're paying the tax on behalf of the recipient right now. Um, and so that money the USDA gives out, they're covering the tax, which goes back to the Treasury, which is the government giving out money, taxing itself, going back to the government. And so that money just disappears and it gets lost. Nothing happens. So what this bill would do is it would end that tax that the USDA is required to pay on behalf of the recipient and free up 39% of allocated money. So right now, really, out of the $10 million they have budgeted to it, only 7 million ish is going to the recipients.
Hmm.
Right now, this would end that tax and just get rid of it altogether and stop that recycling of money and it would just expand the program 39% without spending a dollar.
So the money's getting being given out to the veterinarians
Mhm,
over these 3 years,
mhm.
and is it counted as income? Is that why it's being taxed on the back end? Well, it's as they're repaying their student loans?
Yeah, so it's currently recorded as their gross income, which is why it's being taxed,
Hmm.
which the recipient doesn't have to pay for, but the USDA pays for, which means there's less of that allocated money for the tax. And so this would just get rid of the tax um to just yeah.
So it sounds like that the vets getting on this program are getting the full amount, but it's getting taxed while they're paying off their loans. And therefore, there's less money overall because some of that's being used for the tax.
Yes, correct.
Huh.
So this would mean that 39 literally just it's as simple as just changing wording on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Like to which I guess is the same with everything, but this is literally just like it's so simple. And when we brought this up with specifically the office of Wesley Hunt, one of the Houston representative,
Hmm.
he was like his office was like, "What?" They're like, "Why are we like this is dumb. Why are we doing that?" Like
Hmm.
so and that was kind of the same sentiment of everyone we talked to. They were like, "This is stupid." And so we we started when we would go and pitch to them. We started with the Rural Veterinary Workforce Act because we only had like 10 minutes to meet with each person. Um and so we started with this one, and within like a minute or two they were like, "Okay, yeah, we like they'd write a note and be like, "Okay, we got it. Like we got it." And then we
Hmm.
spent the rest of the time talking about this one because this one's a little bit more like some people don't like the idea of vets still having the ability to use the drug, whatever. But yeah, it would just free up basically $3 million, which means you could expand the program 30% and award 30%
Hmm.
more awards to people because only a set amount of people each year get this award.
So yeah, kind of like the line of questioning I was wondering was like it was just less people were getting it. It
Yeah,
wasn't that the people getting it were getting less. It was
correct.
less people getting it.
Less people are getting it, right?
And how many people are applying for the award? Do you know?
I don't actually know. But I was talking with so apparently the USDA, I was with a student from Texas Tech, and I don't know if the USDA comes and gives us a presentation about it, but they go to Tech and they give a presentation about this program basically
Hmm.
saying, please apply. Um, and she was saying that they told her that like Texas, since it has the most need areas, it has the most money allocated to give out awards, but Texas didn't fulfill all the awards because not enough qualified people applied.
Hmm.
So there was just extra money sitting there that could have gone to more people that didn't just because a lot of people didn't know about it. So I guess that's why I'm bringing this one up. It's just people who think they're going to work, maybe not even think they're going to work in a super rural area. Like, to be honest with you, like neighboring county, maybe not Brazos County where we are now, but like neighboring counties like Waller County and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure would be a rural area, which isn't, it's not like you're out in the sticks. You know what I mean?
I'm sure there are some places that are labeled as in need because they probably are in need. Um, and they're just not as rural as people would think. So
Yeah.
it's probably just beneficial for everyone to check it.
Yeah.
Anybody graduating vet school
Yeah.
should check if the USDA can help pay off some
For
loans for
sure.
the places they're already going to go and work.
And like I pulled up the website and there was like a map and it highlights all the counties you can work at. I haven't really looked into what it takes to actually apply for the award or anything like that, but
I can find out and I can
um,
also put it in the description.
yeah, really just putting out a SOS for people applying. Like there's free money just sitting there. And with the average vet student graduating with $212,000 of student loan debt, having this wipe out half of it, I mean,
Hmm.
no brainer.
Hmm. Yeah, it's still crazy to think that that's still remains half of your student loans
Yeah,
after $120,000.
yeah. But you got to remember, like, luckily for us, we were Texas residents. The A&M, which is the first or second cheapest in the country in general.
Mhm.
Um, and then you think of like Louis LSU for out of state residents is like 70K a year.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Hmm,
That's
hmm.
why I didn't apply there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think I've mentioned it before. I applied to Colorado and I they offered me a spot in the class, and I was really excited. Colorado is a great vet school, and Colorado like is an interesting state just in that area. And I went to visit, and I was really excited. Their small animal hospital is super nice, and they were renovating at the time, which, um, I'm kind of I know they say not to judge a book by its cover, but the new shiny things like it just are attractive. The A&M's new buildings, when I saw them for the first time, I was like, "Oh, these are so cool." When in reality, it doesn't matter how new and shiny the building is. But anyways, um, but no, I after visiting there, I was super excited. Especially since I like was offered a spot, and then I did the math on how much it was going to cost. I think tuition was somewhere for out of state like 60 to 70, and then living expenses I was like, and then I wouldn't be able to work because one, I would need to find a new job, and a job the job that I would find, just would be too much to do while in vet school. So
Yeah, bagging groceries or something.
yeah, yeah, or I would be working at a clinic maybe a night or two a week, and that could be too much, just at a clinic nearby, and so just with all the schoolwork we have to do. And so I was like, no, I can't triple the the amount that of student loans I would have at the end for, just another top ranked school. So
Yeah.
no, A&M's they're legit. Um,
Hmm.
and no, we're not just gloating about the school we're going to or A&M in general, but
It's true though.
yeah,
The
uh,
rankings just came out.
they did.
Yeah, four. We were four in the world.
What are we in the U.S.?
Third.
Hell yeah. That's sick.
Hmm.
We were, fourth when we started,
Hmm.
went down to fifth, and now we're third.
I think we jumped Colorado State.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the in the world, I don't remember the exact order of the top 3, but it was, pretty sure it was Davis, Cornell, and, Royal. I think Royal was 1.
Oh, really?
Pretty sure Royal was number 1, and then it was Davis
Oh,
and Cornell,
yes. Yes, yes, yes. I was thinking of Ross for a second, because it has the same first letter. I do that all the time. It's the worst.
which
But,
also means we jumped Penn. That was surprising to me.
uh,
It may not, yeah, maybe it wasn't Cornell. It's definitely Davis.
Davis is usually number one. Cornell and Colorado have been fighting for second, like the past couple years. And then, uh, that means when we started, Colorado was second. They jumped Cornell,
Hmm.
and Cornell was third, and we were fourth. And then we dropped to fifth. I don't know what the rankings were above
Yeah, it's
us.
probably
And then
Penn.
since now we're first and Cornell is second, and Davis is first, that means Cornell and us both beat out Colorado for the year.
Yeah, I don't know what they gauge it off of. It has to be like Navily scores plus something else. I don't really know what it, but
Yeah, who
mm,
puts out the rankings? Is it the AVMA?
mm, I don't think so. It's like some magazine,
Okay,
but
it's
it's got to be some. There's got to be some sort of credit to it because like A&M and all the vet schools like post about it.
yeah. I can't imagine they're just guessing, but
Right,
also there's got to be some subjectivity to it, like
for sure.
the I've spoken to some people who've gone to Colorado and they said that it's great. And if it didn't cost what it was going to cost for me, I would have gone. And I'm sure like all the other top ranked schools are the same way. And so uh, even that, I think it was Mississippi when we were applying. Uh, a lot of people were really intrigued after they visit or when they visited, and they were ranked like 27th at the time.
Yeah,
And so I
it's a weird thing.
I want to know what you think about it, but after doing 2 years here, uh, my thought process is like, yes, having a really good school is great. Like it motivates you to try and do the best you can in a way, because you're trying to live up to the rigor that your school is presenting you. But if you already are motivated and you already want to do your best, then you're going to seek those opportunities out, even within vet school. So theoretically, you can just get by in vet school, make the grades you need to pass, and you know do your best to pass the NAVLE, and then boom, you're a vet at the end of 4 years. And that doesn't mean nothing, but you could definitely be on the flip side of that, and every summer do what you and most of our class is doing, going on externs and externships and trying to get you know network and find mentors and do all the other things, or you know do what I'm kind of doing. I'm staying in town doing the same thing, essentially just not doing externships, um trying to build relationships with mentors and stuff like that. But I feel like all of that is on top of normal vet school stuff, and it just it doesn't feel like that sometimes because the type of person in vet school already goes above and beyond, and so that just seems like normal. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there is something. Initially, I was like, it don't really matter where you go, like as long as it's an accredited school, like they're accredited for a reason.
Hmm.
Um, and I still mostly feel that way. Like, I don't think there's any reason to be ashamed if you go to a school that's not UC Davis or anything like that. Like, I don't think there's any shame in that. You still you still got into one of 40 schools. Let's call it 45.
I feel like I want to know the exact number. I feel like I knew it at some point. It's one of those. I feel like we should all know it on the back of our hand, but we don't. Um,
Yeah, and what's the acceptance rate? 15% overall? It's got to be something like that.
I want to say I heard that at some point. I don't
Yeah.
know exact numbers.
So you're part of the 15% that got into vet school, an accredited vet school that is going to turn you into a great veterinarian. I do believe that. Um, and I've learned a little bit more since being in school about, test scores, like the NAVLE boards exam and like meeting students at wet labs and conferences from other schools. It's given me a unique perspective because I have seen differences in, I feel bad saying like the quality of education because I feel like that's like disrespectful, but
I mean, compared to undergrad.
I would say no, 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 just like amongst the students that I've spoken to at wet labs or at other conferences,
Okay.
combined with looking at, the NAVLE scores, it's like you kind of notice there's very distinct differences between the qu- um, amount that these students might know at a given point in their curriculum. And obviously, it's not as simple as like 1 VM, 2 VM, 3 VM, 4 VM. Like, there's even within like our class, there's some fluidity in between what people know and what people don't. Like, some people know more than others.
Hmm.
And curriculum is different across schools. But I have definitely noticed some students from some schools that I don't like, they're going to be great vets. And it could be their curriculum is a little bit behind ours, but like, we'd be sitting at dinner talking about something and they just had like no idea. And it's not like we were talking about anything super high level.
Hmm. They
Uh,
just didn't.
yeah,
They didn't learn about it.
yeah, they didn't learn about it.
Hmm.
And it could be one of 100 different factors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're still going to be a vet. But it did have me think like maybe there is something go into a higher ranked school just because of funding. at the end of the day, you're learning. Like, I'm a firm believer that your learning is your own responsibility. Like, especially in vet school, like the professors aren't gonna make you learn. You got to do that on your own, and you got to want that. And so there's, of course, a little piece of that in there. I would say I guess to end my rambling, I think every graduate from accredited vet school is going to be a great vet. But I also think that students that go to a higher ranked school that has more funding is going to have more opportunities to learn. And so then the students that have that hunger for knowledge are going to naturally absorb more than students who don't have those same opportunities.
Yeah. Yeah.
It all goes back to the money.
I think that's a factor. And for clarity purposes, there are 33 according to the AVMA
In the US or like,
in the US.
okay,
Around the world, there are hundreds in the world.
that are accredited.
No, I don't know how many there are in the world, but accredited in the US, there are 33 according
Okay.
to the AVMA in 2023. There you go. But
I think there's like 5 outside of the US that are accredited.
okay,
Maybe. Can you look that up?
I
Hold on.
can.
I think Royal, Glasgow. I think there's one in Australia or New Zealand, and there's one in Spain, I think.
I've heard of. I mean, I know of vet schools in Australia. I don't know about accreditation.
I think, yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember what was on Vimcast.
I didn't really scroll and look.
Or
I
I guess
just
island
found
schools, I'm not counting.
the they showed all the in the application. They showed all the possibilities that you could apply for. Hmm. I
Mm.
I didn't really look outside the ones that I were interested in. Um, I also I applied to as minimal of vet schools as possible, just because it costs so much money to
Yeah, it's
do.
ridiculous.
Hold on, folks. This is a one-man show. I definitely need to get somebody to do this for me so I don't have to think about talking and looking something up. Um, I also got to resist the urge to read off of the Google AI as soon as it pops up. I want to be like, oh, yeah, that's my answer, just because it formats it in the way that I like it. Like, here is your answer.
Yeah.
Or if it's a yes or no question, it's like, yes. And then I read it, I'm like, that's not what I asked.
Dude, I saw this crazy like thing about AI and how it's making people dumber.
Yeah. Well, is it making people dumber? Or is it, are people just kind of not
So like
maintaining the skills that are
that,
been needed?
yes, yeah. They're
The
becoming
critical
less
thinking.
less proficient in critical thinking and things like that because of a reliance on AI.
See, it's giving me the number of 59 in the world, and then
Yeah.
I go to the link it provides and I don't see that number.
What
Um
was the number?
59
What was the other one?
in the US.
No, no, no. I guess never mind.
Um I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
If I find out, I can put it in the description. I'm going to be putting
Sure.
it
I mean,
as well.
roughly, let's call it 60 in the world.
There's really not that many.
Yeah,
How about
not a
that?
lot. There's, I think, a few hundred med schools in the US
Oh yeah.
alone. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
not trying to compare, but just saying.
it's a I mean, it's the closest thing for vet schools to compare to, but no. There's going back to the different people and different students in different vet schools. It is interesting to think the different about the different styles of curriculi, is that a word?
No,
Curriculums.
I think it's curriculum. I think the plural is singular.
That is something I'm going to be thinking about for days after we record this. It's like, well, I sound like an idiot
You
in
can
that
look at
one
it now.
moment.
What's
Dude,
the plural of curriculum?
just looking a bunch of stuff up today.
Curriculi sounds wrong.
Curricula or curriculums.
Wow. Okay.
Well, Anyways,
Riveting.
the curriculums, the different kinds, and how they're the goals of them, and then you can go back to what you were talking about, the money and how that's allocated within the subsections of the curriculum.
Mhm.
I mean, there's an infinite ways that you can make it, and I mean, think about A&M. What it was now 7 or 8 years ago that they no, was it 7 or 8, or was it 2025 that they remodeled the
The
curriculum?
the year so the class that graduated before we started, so I guess the class of 24 was the first year that go through with the full new curriculum, I believe.
Okay, so
So
in
2020,
yeah,
they would have started a new curriculum.
okay, so this is
Is that right? They did it. They started a new curriculum during COVID. It was something like that. It
it
was like
sounds
a few
familiar to
years
me.
before we started.
Anyways, a short while ago, they remodeled the curriculum, and it seems like whenever it is mentioned now that it's been a beneficial change, and who knows now in our like, I don't know what it would have been like to go through the old curriculum. I don't know how to compare that. Uh, I don't know if there's a way to compare the students, um, because every class is different.
Mhm.
You can't exactly go through each curriculum as a student, as well as a first time vet student, and see firsthand. That's not possible. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
But
And, like, you look at NAVLE pass rates and you're like, you could again, that's only one metric. You could say, okay, well, 60% of the grads graduating from this school passed the NAVLE first time versus 95% at this school. And so then you're thinking, okay, well, if I want to pass the NAVLE, I'm going to go here. But then that's completely ignoring every drive, funding and learning opportunities available to the student. Kind of like chicken or the egg kind of deal. Was I talking too far
no,
away?
you're good. If you hit the cord, I don't know if it cuts it or not.
Oh,
Make sure it's still plugged in.
I think
Okay.
hello.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like I think of it as like chicken or the egg. Like our students not I don't know. I guess not chicken or the egg. That's probably a bad way to say it. Like chain of events, students NAVLE pass rates might be lower because they go to the school, but because the school has no funding to learn, they're not having learning opportunities. They're not learning about all these things on the NAVLE. They're not passing. It's kind of
Mm,
like circular, I think,
okay. So yeah, looking at a vet school that has lower NAVLE pass rates, what trying to deduce what the reason is.
for sure. Yeah.
Um,
Like we're lucky here at A&M and like we don't even know how good we have it until you speak to students from other schools. Like our SAVMA is I believe our SAVMA chapter is the biggest in the US and it's the most successful. It's us and Cornell, I believe,
hmm.
have like the two biggest SAVMA chapters and a lot of the newer chapters at the new schools that they're opening up are modeled after ours because we have like a ridiculous amount of money.
Is that what you mean by successful? Is the amount of money?
Yeah, going then being there's all this funding for clubs and wet labs and speakers to come in and practice partners where clinics can come in and recruit and like job fair and just all these other things that a school that has a smaller SAVMA chapter like Nebraska um don't have those same opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I it's another funny thing to think about is when you talk about NAVLE pass rates, it's it's presented as this percent.
Mhm.
So, do you actually, with the new scores, did the NAVLE pass rate come out for the past A&M year?
I saw that our number for first pass and text number for first pass were or I guess no, that was the previous. No, it just came out
It's
recently.
public.
I think it was oh, is it public? I don't know. I don't know if it's public.
Are the rankings public? Did we
Uh
just leak something?
I didn't leak it. We didn't leak anything.
Okay, okay. I
I
can
don't
double check to make sure
I
that
don't know if they're public.
okay, maybe not, but in the past, it's hovered the total NAVLE pass rate for the graduating years, um, have been hovering around 97, 98, 99, right?
Yeah, mid 90s ish.
For not the first pass,
Oh, total pass
total
rate?
pass.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Total pass rate at A&M, I believe, has been above like 97. We'll even call it 95, which realistically, I think it's 99 is what I
Yeah.
remember seeing. But just for,
It's pretty dang close to 100.
yeah, it's like one person
Yeah.
is having to redo a couple classes.
Uh, I don't even know if they had to redo the classes. I think they just wait a year and then you retake
I thought
the
I thought
exam.
there was some like course or something you got to do.
Maybe. So
Maybe.
like maybe
I don't
the
know.
NAVLE prep course or something like that.
Something. Yeah.
Or maybe you go back and study past
I don't
courses.
like they don't retake classes at the school. I think it's like a third party thing they have to do. Maybe with the AVMA, they're like, "Hey, there's like a boot camp." I have no idea. I'm speaking out of my
All speculation.
I have no idea what I'm talking about
That's okay.
in
Um
this aspect.
yeah. The no the it's anyways, going back, it's presented as this percent and it kind of puts you in the frame of mind like it's rolling the dice. And so you look at other schools, maybe I am not throwing shade. I'm not naming any schools, or do I don't even know the NAMLE pass rates for any other school off the top of my head. But say it's 50%. It's easy to look at that and say, okay, I got a a 50-50 shot of passing the NAVLE.
Mm,
But that frame of mind is like statistics, it's chance, it's luck. When in reality, at least in my mind, it's like, well, there's all these other factors that go into it. Um, things that you can and can't control. So like preparation, something that you can control. Um, studying for the first or not the first, but yeah, for the first 3.5 years, getting prepared for that first NABLE exam, or not even that. The when did they take the NABLE last in the year? Do you know?
mm-mm.
Hmm,
Like winter time, I think.
maybe. I think that it's got to be somewhere around the spring. In the spring semester, uh, if you need to, you can take the NABLE again, at least with our curriculum. And so, there's you have most of the 4 years to prepare, uh, g- gaining all that knowledge, right? Because it's every species. You're going to get chicken questions, whether or not you like chickens, which is terrifies me. um,
The Navali prep question the other day was about Merrick's disease.
oh,
Fun fact.
I need to get on that. I need to sign up for it. I haven't done it.
Sorry to derail you.
No, all good. But no, in my mind, like if it was chance, if it was 50-50, just flip a coin, like that would really suck. But
Yeah.
I think in reality, like you have a lot more agency than you think. So again, going even farther back, to the if you're the if you are somebody who's looking for more learning opportunities and reaching out to people in your curriculum, um, or vets back home, good mentors, and trying to learn in any way you can, then I think you're probably going to be on the better side of that coin,
Yeah.
and it takes more of the luck out of it. And also, like the people who don't pass in that situation, like could be for a number of reasons. Um, it's almost similar to people who drop out of vet school in general. Uh, it's really easy to jump to a conclusion and be like, oh, this person just couldn't cut it. When in
Mm-hmm.
reality, it could be like they could have a tragic event happen that
Yeah,
they needed to step away.
for sure.
So, anyways, I think like all of that is important to think about.
Yeah. It's not black and white.
Yeah, yeah. Does the Natalie scare you?
Yeah.
You had to think about it for a while.
Yeah, it's I feel like Yeah, I mean, how can it not be, you know? That's like the one thing standing in between you and the rest of your life. So,
The one thing I think of it all like the next 2 years
oh,
standing.
yeah, 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 but, you make it halfway through, you can make it through the rest of it.
Is that the mindset?
That's what they say.
It's like swimming halfway to an island for safety, and then
Yeah,
getting halfway, and you're like, I can't make it.
kinda
Swim
got
back.
yeah, I kinda got no choice.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. We'll keep it that at that. You do have a choice. You could always drop out now, but don't don't do that. Um, no, I feel like I don't get scared for any kind of exam until it starts to like creep around the corner, and I'm like, oh, it's here.
Yeah. You're like a binge studier, I feel like.
What do you mean?
Like, you're always busy with something,
I
it feels
hate
like,
being bored.
but, like, I feel like you're not studying for an exam, like, 7 days in advance. You're like you're, like, doing something else, and then it's, like, 2 days before, and you're like, "I need to study for the next 14 hours,"
Ye-
and then you do.
sometimes I do get to the point where I got to cram for an exam. I've done my best not to do that for every exam, which is what they say when you first start. Like, don't cram, and then it gets later into the year, and I'm like, I'm only cramming for all of these exams, and
Cramming works.
sometimes all the professors are gonna get upset with you that you said that, but you know what?
It's worked for me. Well, not cramming, I should s is studying exam to exam cramming?
Depends.
Okay, because that's
Um,
what I do. I don't know if that's cramming or not.
I feel like if you did that for finals, yeah, because that would make it a day to go through all the information. But um, the which I'll be honest, right? For people who don't know, our final exam schedule is typically 5 days, 5 exams, one exam each day, almost always in the morning at 8 a.m. Our anatomy exams don't work like that because they're formatted differently, and so they're much longer, different parts, and so they're in the afternoon,
Yeah.
which makes the next morning way more interesting.
Yeah.
But no, when it comes to finals week, I
Oh,
always
my
take
fault.
it. You're good. The weekend before, I'm like, there's a little bit of diversity, and then Sunday, before the exam, it's mostly that Monday, morning information, and then
Yeah.
Monday, it's like, what exams on Tuesday? Tuesday, what exams on
Yeah,
Wednesday?
exactly.
Which I can't imagine doing it any other way.
Yeah, no, I have to do it like that. I'm really bad about studying for 2 things at once, so
It's hard to switch
I
from one
just
subject to another,
yeah.
and which makes it more enticing, I feel like, to study exam to exam, but I I do what I can.
Did that pick up?
Probably, but that's okay. Don't worry about it.
Um, yeah.
But I do my best not to. At the beginning of the semester, I'm golden. I allocate time for each class, and I start making study documents in advance, and it's about halfway that I'm like the drive starts to decrease, and I'm like, I just don't have I'm not so gung ho about thinking about an exam 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah,
So, but I feel like everyone gets there.
for sure.
No, but I don't. I do what I can not to just have to cram it all within the 14 hours before the exam.
Yeah.
I definitely. This is weird. I think I sleep more now in vet school than I did in undergrad.
Hmm.
And it's only because, like, at some point, I'm like, it's either I know it or I don't, and me staying up any later is not gonna work. So
Yeah.
let the dice land where they are.
Yeah. I was a big late night studier in undergrad just because I like staying up late, but I learned in vet school that, like, my brain shuts off at 9 PM. So, like, I cannot do anything after 9 PM. Like, it's so unproductive.
How do you feel about getting called in the overnight shifts for ER in fourth year.
Yeah. That'll be like I won't have to study, you know what I mean? Like I can function, but like my study brain does not work.
Yeah, which is fair.
Yeah.
The no, I probably am the same way. I cannot sleep if I know I need to keep going. And so it's I don't know.
Sounds healthy.
Is it unhealthy? What's unhealthy about it though?
I don't know.
Just get through it.
Yeah.
Hmm. No, I always think of it as I study more because I need to. I'm I will never remember everything the first time I read it. And so
Yeah.
and also read slow.
Mhm.
And I know that. So just more time, which is okay.
Yeah.
Also, like I said, I hate being bored. I found that out going into undergrad. Um, being on my own in a dorm, I'm like during COVID, just losing my mind because can't go outside or you have to if you are going outside, you got to be going somewhere. And so yeah, now I do whatever I can to do something like start a podcast.
Yeah. There you go, man. Go to the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
You should start playing video games.
No, that's dangerous. I did that in high school.
Yeah, I found a new mobile game.
What is it?
It's like a new Supercell game.
What's a Supercell game?
You play Clash Royale.
Oh, yeah.
It's the developers there made a new game. It's pretty good.
What is it?
It's called Moco.
Moco.
mo.co, I think is what it's called. It's like a animated, it's like real nerd game, but it's so fun. You're like hunting monsters and stuff. It's almost like a MMO, but like different.
Huh.
It's pretty fun.
Looks dangerous.
You should get it.
No. No. You guys tried to get me to re-download Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, all this stuff.
Geometry Dash.
Ah, I did it too.
Yeah.
I can't not like if everybody's playing a game around me, then I'm just like, well, I'm here.
You remember Coffee Golf first year?
Oh yeah.
That was a
That was
throwback.
bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the professors, but we were playing that in class a lot. It was dangerous.
Dude, I
Um
racked up so many hours of Geometry Dash this past semester.
during
It's
lunch.
bad.
During lunch.
During lunch, yeah.
No, I can't do video games. I will do them for hours and hours and hours, and then once I finally force myself to stop, I will look back at all the time I wasted and feel so sad.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
No, it's not. But they're fun.
They are. They are.
Yeah. I looked at my my playtime for this PC game I've been
What's
playing,
it called again?
Crimson Desert, and it was 176 hours and I was like, granted, I've been playing it for like months now, right?
Mhm.
But I didn't realize how much time that actually was, and I like divide it's like a week.
Mhm.
Like if you sat down and played for 1 week straight, no stopping, that's
Mhm.
pretty much the amount of time I have on that game. And I think about it and I'm like, well, how much other stuff could I have done in that time? Probably a lot,
Yeah,
but
well,
it's not as fun.
here's the thing. If you want to think, critically or like philosophically about video games in general, there are like there are beneficial aspects to like hand-eye coordination,
Yeah.
fine motor skills,
Yeah.
and I think I heard in undergrad, this is all speculation. I have no studies off the top of my head, but somebody talked about how kids who played video games and really good at it as kids, like had a, a better aptitude for like surgery and doing things with their hand because
I can understand that.
because they could look at something on a TV and their hands could just move without really have to thinking about
Huh.
all the fine motor like aspects of it. So
That's cool.
that's all speculation in my head, but I could see why. Like there are benefits to it, I can imagine.
You want to know something crazy?
Hmm.
My I don't know if I should say this.
I can always cut it out.
So the controllers that they use in the military, that I have a source that has said that the controllers that they use in the military for like some drones and certain applications are just Xbox controllers.
I think I've heard of that too.
It's like real because I know somebody who is a drone operator and they were telling me that. And then you're like, damn, well, that's kind of genius. Like getting all these 18-year-old kids who have been playing video games for their whole life, and now it's like,
You ever do a
I don't
drone
know.
strike in Call of Duty? And it's like, yeah. It's like, here you go.
Yeah, dude, that's real. That's for real.
It's like no need to practice anymore
That's
because
insane.
you've been practicing for the past 18 years.
So crazy to think about.
I mean, if anything, props to Xbox and PS, whatever, whoever makes those games. Or consoles. I'm gonna get flamed by gamers out there
You
for not
got
knowing
it.
the companies, but
You got it.
hey, they made a good controller. If the army's using it in the military, like I think
Maybe the army made Xbox. You ever
is,
think about
is
that?
that your tinfoil hat theory? The army is control of all the gaming console companies
Yeah,
to
dude. I mean,
they're building the next generation
don't even get me
of
started on
service
Call of
members.
Duty, dude. That shit was all propaganda. Dude, it was. Name the villains from Call of Duty. You probably don't know.
I don't know.
It's Russia, North Korea,
Uh-huh.
and drug cartels.
Historically speaking, uh factually the US has been against those parties. So, and Call of Duty is based off of somewhat realistic things.
Inspired by real world events.
Yeah.
However, some of them precede real world events, so make sense. Just saying.
Yeah, this is more tinfoil hat theory.
Yeah.
I wanna get on this side of Will's brain. You got any
Oh,
more?
dude.
You got any more
Dude, so
conspiracy
much
theories?
that I don't want to. I don't want to come off like a crazy person.
It's not it. Hey, you can just say it's all speculation.
The Mandela effect is fake.
What do you mean it's fake?
You familiar with the Mandela
Yeah.
effect?
You don't know why it's called the Mandela effect?
Yeah, it's because people think he died in prison, but he didn't. And people are like, I swear I remember him dying in prison, and that never happened.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
Like if you told me he died in prison, I'd be like, yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
He
not.
didn't.
Mm-mm.
How interesting. He did go to prison for a long time, though. I think
He was in prison. I don't know how long he was in prison, but he did not die there.
Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
you think it's fake?
I think it's fake. You know, you like the phenomenon of the Mandela effect?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so all the things people say to give examples, like, oh, the Monopoly Man, or like
The Bears.
the Bears, or like Kit Kat, it's all like stuff that like children would interact with, you know, like a children's book. You remember this book when you were a child being spelled this way. You remember Kit Kats, your grandma putting Kit Kats in your lunchbox and you remember it being spelled a certain way, or going to Chick-fil-A and you're like in the drive-thru and you look up at the Chick-fil-A sign. It's all examples like that where you're not fully like tuned into what's going on, especially when you're a kid. The part with me for a kid is like, especially the Bears thing is like, dude, the writing on those books, the title was in cursive, and like, and they're like, oh, I swear when I was a kid it said this and now it says this. Like, they think it's more likely that they switched timelines and we're now in a different timeline where the book is titled something differently. That's
the theory.
That's the whole Mandela effect thing, is like, oh, we switched timelines now and it's something different. Like, I vividly remember this, but now we're in a different reality where like they've changed it to where that's the whole thing with it, right? And so they're like, oh, it's more likely that this happened and we are now in an alternate timeline than the fact that I misremembered cursive writing as a child.
Are you sure that that's a part of it? Because
Yeah.
from what I've gathered, this is all internet talk, but The Mandela effect is the majority of people remember this very specific thing or this very specific aspect of this name or whatever.
Yeah,
In reality, it's not
it's not
true.
that.
And so when everybody looks at it,
The
they
n-
go, wow,
the
like
next level of
there's
that,
no way.
the next level of that is the timeline switch. Like
That's,
that's why. But
I think,
all I'm trying to say is that all these things and all these examples are like stupid stuff that like one, why does it matter? Number two, you obviously just misremembered something and it was like a mass misremembering. And number three, it's never anything from like, I don't want to say like adult stuff, but like the ones that I can name off the top of my head is like Monopoly Man, the Bears, Pikachu, and like his tail.
yeah. Isn't it like the stripes on his tail?
Chick-fil-A, yeah, and, just, like, stuff kids are gonna be involved in,
Mm-hmm.
and so, obviously, and if you're a kid and you're playing Monopoly with your parents or you're playing with Pokemon cards, and then you revisit something, you might not remember it the same. It's just crazy to me that people are like, "No, this used to be like that, and now it's not," and they, like, can't be like, "Oh, I just probably misremembered something as a kid." Just so crazy to me.
Hmm. No, I'm not on the side of the internet that people think that they're in a different timeline. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would agree that that is not true. Like people aren't jumping timelines.
Dude, you wanna get
But
really tinfoily with it? People are like, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I just am on my algorithm is weird.
it's okay. People don't want to listen, they won't listen.
And so, like, yeah, dude, they bring it up for, like, the CERN particle accelerator
That's an
when
adult thing.
they did no, they're saying that's why all these men they're like, "I never started noticing this until the CERN thing happened, and now it's all different." And then you think about it and you're like, okay, well, now you're probably just the age where you can think about stuff now. And like, I don't know, like people ignore the fact that they're like older now and that, yes, this thing did happen, the particle accelerator thing, which is like, sounds like something out of a sci fi movie. And there's a lot of conspiracy theories about that, that they jump timelines, but they attribute the CERN particle accelerator to jumping the timelines. And they're like, "Well, I don't remember stuff being like this, but like before that point they were younger and so probably didn't like,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, people just not thinking like logically about it.
Sounds like people just thinking there's a connection where there isn't.
People are
Yeah.
people are dumb.
Yeah. Are you shocked that there's
No.
people who
And like I'm not the smartest dude ever. This is not me trying to grandstand or anything. I'm just like, people
huh?
believe what you want to believe, man. I'm not trying to yuck your yum or nothing, but
The I do think the effect is real though. Like a large number of people being like, I think this is true. And then
yeah.
it's like in reality that is false. It's like,
Yeah.
huh, why are we all thinking like this? Do we all just misremembered? How
Yeah,
strange.
the why is the timeline skip.
I didn't
It's
know there was a why behind
yeah.
it.
The why is never, oh, we all just mass misremembered something because we were kids. That's never the why. It's always like CERN. Dude, it's
This
it's
is
crazy.
this is you
The
gotta be on a weird
the
side of TikTok.
Berenstein Bears to CERN pipeline is like 4 steps. It's crazy.
Yeah, anymore. I wanna know more about more conspiracy theories.
Mm, mm, mm.
Isn't it funny how this podcast turned into talking about conspiracy
It
theories?
really is the Tyler Deason experience.
Uh,
What other conspiracy theories? Um, it's not really conspiracy theory, but like weird thing. You heard about the glitter thing?
no.
So
You
apparent,
say it like everybody knows about it.
well, this was a couple years ago. I remember Annie talking about it. It was like kind of viral. It was something about like
I might have just forgotten then.
it was like someone was like auditing, like the government was getting audited by something, and there was like a line item for like glitter, or it was something along the lines of like, there's a mass amount of glitter being produced, and people are like, where is this going? and
Hmm.
people were like trying to guess. I don't remember how they figured out that this amount of glitter is like just kind of vanished. Anyway, what they're doing apparently is like I think they said they were using it for paint for submarines or like aircraft or something like that.
Well,
Like,
there's metallic shavings in car paint.
yeah, it wasn't that. It was like very specifically a military use is what they're using it for,
Glitter?
which is crazy. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the
It's not.
submarine's got to look a little
It's
sassy sometimes.
not really conspiracy theory, but it's kind of funny, I guess.
I mean, if I made a submarine, I would have wanted it to be sparkly,
Hmm.
personally. I don't know about you. And can glitter really cost that much?
I don't know. I guess when you have like, I guess when your Navy is like the second largest army in the world,
Imagine,
that you have a lot of, you need a lot of glitter.
huh? Imagine you, you're a private company that produces glitter.
Gonna yassify the submarines.
If you imagine one day you get a phone call from the US military and you are now a private contractor
Mm,
and you produce glitter. Imagine that would be an interesting
that'd
day at
be
dinner.
badass.
It's like, what'd you do today? I don't know if I could tell you. Uh
What other things?
are you what about like the mainstream
I
ones
don't
that
think I
like
have
the
anything crazy.
mattress stores and
I don't know. I just think there's a lot of need for
I
mattresses.
mean everyone needs mattress.
The only one I feel really passionate about is the Mandela effect.
That's crazy because
Yeah.
I how about this? I think that you're just on the weird side of the internet, and most people just think, huh, weird. What
Yeah,
a
what
coincidence.
I was trying to get at was that even with the people that are like, "Oh, weird, I remember it being that way." But the people who believe in the Mandela effect do not believe that they misremembered anything. And that's the part I can't get behind.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I'm not saying I believe in the CERN whatever. I'm just saying the thing I can't get behind is people not believing that they misremembered anything. I'm just like, you're nuts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm. I try not to do the tinfoil hat thing.
Yeah, I try not to either.
I'll spiral. I'll go down rabbit holes, and I'll be
Is
like,
that right?
yeah, I'll think that everything's now a conspiracy. I'm pretty gullible, and I try to keep an eye on it. Um,
You'd make a great Scientologist.
that doesn't sound like a compliment.
It wasn't not a compliment.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, just a statement.
No, I think the automatic closing doors would scare me. Have you seen those videos?
Mm-mm.
Ah, uh, I think on they have a storefront in LA, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
They have a lot of places, but LA is the big one.
but people will film going by there and they don't like you filming in there. They don't like weird people like strangers and people who don't want to be there um or are there for the wrong reasons. And so people walking by, they start filming and they're like, "Hey, I'm filming, blah blah blah," and like make a big deal about it. People who are opening the door, like outside, like advertising, immediately go inside. All the windows close and like the blinds shut and the doors shut automatically, and you can't see inside. So
That's cool.
yeah, if like high school Tyler would have any point would have been like, "Huh, I wonder what's going on with that Scientology," and then saw that, I'd be like, "Weird."
Yeah. Yeah.
That would deter me. Nothing else, just that.
Ugh.
They'd sit me down and read my what ethers or whatever.
Yeah, they got like the weird like I forgot what it's called, but when they interview
Is it
you,
esters?
you got to hold the thing and it like it's like a E meter or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it's something with E.
Yeah. It's
I can't
weird.
believe I learned most of that from South Park. Yeah, talk about people informing the masses.
Yeah, for real, man.
Mm.
I think that's all the I don't remember many mainstream ones. The other ones I can't talk about.
There's more that you can't talk about.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure you can't talk about them?
Yeah.
Come on.
Nah, dude, unless you want your podcast being taken down, I cannot speak on these.
Yeah, no, 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 no. No, this is all jokes.
Yeah, it's all alleged.
Yeah.
Except the Mandela effect one. I think that one is so.
You're against the conspiracy.
Believe what you want.
You're against the
I'm a believer that
conspiracy.
you should believe what you want. However, that does not mean that I can't judge you for it.
Okay.
But I don't judge anybody, especially not as a vet student.
No.
No.
Hmm.
It's all jokes here.
Yeah, we're joking around. We got all the
Just goofing.
public informant out of the way at the beginning.
Yeah. All the important stuff.
Now this is the real Will, the one who walks around and lots of tinfoil.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
video
true,
games.
actually. It's true. Shielding myself from the 5G.
What's the? I don't know anything
Dude, you don't
about
remember that either?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I deleted TikTok in undergrad, fall semester of first year.
This was before that.
Oh, did they talk about it on the news?
No.
Where would it be? I
don't
big
know,
on
bro.
the
Twitter, I think.
internet.
That's probably where I found it. It's just all these like rednecks and people who like know nothing about technology that were like, the 5G waves are gonna mess up my whatever. And so then they were like putting foil in their bed and like putting a copper wire out to the ground. It's called grounding yourself. And so they sleep like grounded so the 5G can't like.
How interesting.
I don't know, bro. It's weird. They're like, it's slowly microwaving your brain. That's what it was. It's like the 5G network is like a microwave that's slowly like, I don't know. They could be right. I have no idea.
All the speculation around technology. I recently I saw a little Instagram reel about people freaking out about Bluetooth. They're like all the Bluetooth things that we have, the radio wave, not radio waves because they're not radio, but all the however they're connecting the Bluetooth, it's messing with your brain and it shouldn't be next to your head. I'm like, what? Like,
It's
is
probably
this
true.
The people should be figured, like, it should be that's interesting, and then someone should figure it out. But that's not how the internet works. They just that sounds weird, and I kind of believe it. And slowly over a month you see enough Instagram reels, you're
Literally
like, this
like
is
the
true.
Mandela effect, dude.
Yeah. And eventually Liver King exists, and what is it, the nine
ancestral tenants.
This game, you've talked about this game. You put a week of your life into it.
Oh God, here we go. Yeah.
What is it about? I need to know. I was a big gamer. I used to love games. I used to.
Okay.
I forced myself not to.
So this game, essentially, you're a part. It takes place in like a medieval world. Okay, castles and knights and armor and all this other stuff. But there's a twist that we'll get to. But essentially, medieval world, and you're part of this clan of people, and the game starts off by you get attacked and all your people scatter everywhere. And so your goal is to get all the people back together and like save everybody. Classic like hero kind of game. But the map is like huge. Like it's like you play like Red Dead Redemption.
I mean, I know of it. I've never played.
Basically like it's a massive map and there's also like a magic kind of component just so it's not like a typical boring like medieval game. There's like it's called the Abyss, and like your player can like harness that to like glide with like wings or like grab stuff with like a grappling hook kind of thing. And there's like different puzzles throughout the world that you can solve that are pieces of the Abyss that then become your fast travel points. So it's like an open world RPG with like puzzles, but also there's like a layer on top of like the base world that you can go up into, and it's like a platformer, and you can like platform and get new fast travel points. But the cool thing is you can like jump off and there's no loading screen or anything, but you're just like falling through the sky, and then you can come back to like the base world. So it's pretty cool. But it's just like a huge map. The story's 12 chapters with an epilogue. It's like really nerdy, but it's so much fun.
Hmm.
And I'm like, kind of feels like an abusive relationship where like people don't want to leave, like, because then they're like, well, now what happens? Like, what am I supposed to do without this? Like, I could finish the game tonight, but I don't want to because then I'm like, well, then what?
Yeah.
You know?
It's the worst part is you're done with the
Yeah.
game,
And
and
like,
now,
I've got my money's worth twice over by now. You know what I mean? Like, the game was $70 and getting over 100 hours out of that, like, you got your money's worth. So like, I'm not complaining, but I'm like, I don't know what to do.
hmm.
I might replay it.
I mean,
It's
it's always an
it's
option.
so fun.
See, that's an aspect that I can't. I don't know. My brain has a hard time with that. Uh,
What?
a project that ends and then there's nothing left, like
Yeah.
a game, and it's over, and it's just over, and you're done.
Yeah. This company already said they're gonna make a DLC coming out in like September.
Hmm.
That's gonna be like huge.
Do you like any?
So
Do you like playing any of the games that don't end? So, like in high school, more like middle school, less of high school. Me and my brothers were big into League of Legends, and that
mm,
never ends. Like you just play each other.
I like Overwatch a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I like Call of Duty I play a lot. Forza I like because Forza also technically doesn't end. You're just racing. But I'd say like the biggest one that I got into is Overwatch for sure.
Hmm.
But Overwatch and Destiny. Yeah, Destiny.
Destiny, I have beef with Destiny. I I don't know. You mentioned the cost of this other game that you're playing now. What, $70? Which the cost of games, I guess nowadays. I'm not in that world,
They're
but
higher now, yeah.
70. It's only $10 more. Like it
Yeah.
was like for a
Some of them are
Xbox
80
game,
though.
but for an Xbox game back when we were kids, for $60
Yeah.
consistently for each game, and you
Yeah.
had to get the disc back then.
Yeah.
Uh, Now it's what? That's only
70 or
33%
70
more.
or 80. A lot of them, a lot of the big AAA ones are 80. This one game was from an indie company
Hmm.
that just happened to do like incredibly well and sell 20 million copies. So it was a little cheaper.
I mean, even then though, I don't know, gameflation doesn't. It's not that bad. Over the years, only
Mm-mm.
$20 more per game.
Yeah, I mean it's not too bad. Especially not when like the quality of the games are getting like so much better.
Yeah,
So I mean,
except Destiny, which I was gonna get into back when it came out, but it was substantially more, and you only got like half the game. You had to buy the other
the
half,
DLCs, yeah.
and I was like,
The
I'm not.
DLCs weren't that crazy though. But still like the principle of it.
Yeah, I was not for it, and I
Yeah.
was super excited because I was right. Me and my brothers were big into Halo back in the day, and I believe it was the same company made Destiny, and it was
Yeah,
supposed to be
Bungie.
a big return uh for that company. Like we're getting back into making these games, and all all the people who played Halo were super excited, and then they did that, and I was like, don't you do that to us. I will not support this
Mhm.
anyways. And then I stopped playing games altogether.
You missed out, dude. I would only buy the DLC when on like I would buy on G2A.
What's that?
It's like a it's like a website that sells game codes for like cheap. It's like
Mm,
super sketch. But yeah, I bought a bunch of games on there. They are like ridiculously cheap. You can't buy discs, but you can like go in like the store and like redeem a code for something for like a game.
hmm.
They just sell codes for that.
Do you ever think you're gonna stop playing games, or do you think you're gonna
Yeah.
be you're gonna be like your dad? You know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have kids and be like, yeah, I'm just playing games.
Yeah. I feel like I don't know, it's not like I would say with this Crimson Desert game, I just finally have time to do something because I don't play that many games. usually. Like I played a lot in high school, and then since starting college, even in undergrad, I didn't really play like that much. And like it's not like I'd rather be doing that than something else. Like if Evelyn and I are hanging out, it's not like I'm there like, damn, I wish I could be playing my game right now. Or like if she wants to go out to like the store or like just do like an errand like that, like I want to go with her, and it's not like I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
sit on my game. So like during school, like I basically don't play video games. So it's like I go periods of stopping. So who knows when I'm like when I actually have a job and I'm busy all the time, like and then a family, yeah, I'm sure I'll probably stop.
Hmm.
But maybe not completely, but just like here and there a little bit. It's not like I'm gonna be playing 4 hours a day or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what my dad did. Like he would play occasionally. He didn't really start playing a lot until he retired and had nothing else to do.
It seems like you're pretty good at, limiting it
Yeah.
in the amount that you play. You're also pretty good at, doing things with others and trying to plan events and stuff like that.
Like tonight,
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to go out
it's
and
post game.
yeah. um and then I'm like the opposite. So, if left to my own devices, I will n- not plan any social events and just do work, and then which is not good. And then I have, you and Carson who drag me out of doing all the work.
Hmm.
But uh I don't think it's a bad thing to have the what people could call distractions, especially in
For
school.
sure. Yeah. I do think video games are like, I mean, just like anything, they can be bad. And I think just saying that, like, oh, yeah, I like to play video games has a certain connotation to it. But I mean, I look at it and it's no different than like, instead of watching like TV or anything like that, it's just like the same thing. It's still a time waster, but it's just like a little bit different.
It's
But
all
I
it's
don't like advertising that I play games.
I mean, everybody has something to relax, and the key is moderation, just like
Yeah.
every aspect of life.
Yeah.
And,
Moderation.
and I
For
think you're
sure.
pretty good at moderation. I don't know. How do you feel?
Yeah. It's hard not to be when you're like in school. And then even now we're in the summer, but like you and I still work at the hospital and we're doing research. Yours more than me, but I still am doing some like a case report,
Hmm.
and then you got this podcast. Like, there's so much stuff going on in life that it's like that is actually important. It's hard to not like only. I don't know. I don't find it hard to be moderate about it. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think if I did it, games, if I played games, then I would find that I did it half the day and then feel bad that I did it. I feel fine doing something for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And then looking back, being like, that was time spent towards something that can continue in the future in the real world. So, like, uh, practicing an instrument, or I don't know, looking up and learning different things that. So like in the hospital yesterday, I had an opportunity to shadow some cool stuff, and like at some point I'm just gonna sit down and go through some notes that I wrote down and just see what they were talking about, because I they said words and I was like, I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna look up what it is
Hmm.
afterwards. And so, which, is more relaxed than studying for a class that's going to have exams, but they're both still like types of learning. It's just more relaxed. So that's kind of how I look at
Yeah.
spending my time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then
How do you feel about next year? Third year. Everyone says it's the easiest out of all four.
yeah, I don't buy it, but
You think they're all lying?
yeah, it's all hard. Like, it's never easy,
Yeah.
you know? I think it'll be nice having only one exam a week. I think that's definitely going to be a noticeable change
Yeah.
for sure. It'll
For,
be nice kind of having our weekends back. We're still going to have to study, but it's not like I'll speak personally. I'm not gonna have to study for 12 hours straight on Sunday for my Monday exam. That's gonna be nice. Um, I think the classes are still gonna be hard. Obviously, we have surgery, and then some more like classes that are focused on synthesizing information. But yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, yeah. I
Very,
I like the classes that talk about broad topics and kind of piecing it all together. The ones that are very specific, so like physiology and anatomy and all the groundwork. Um, I find I think it's easier in the moment to do stuff like that compared to more integrated classes where you have to use those building blocks to come up with more complex answers or answer more complex questions. I think in the moment it's easier to learn that kind of thing because you're just like, yes, that is called that, or that thing is that, or it works this way. Instead of, well, maybe this is works sometimes, and there are multiple ways to go about this, and which way works best, and there's some subjectivity to it.
mm,
But I think in the moment that's more enjoyable, even though it's harder, and speaks to the the classes previous, like all say, right, third year is easiest, which I I don't like hearing that. I know it's in like good spirits, like, hey, you'll be fine. Like you got
yeah.
through the hardest part. But as soon as somebody says something is gonna be easy, my brain just like, all right, we're not gonna worry about it. And then I slip through the cracks.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
No, I get it. I just don't listen to anybody when they say, "Oh, it's gonna be hard or easy." Like, you know, everyone
Everyone's
has a different metric for that. So it's all nonsense.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. It's I think the most accurate thing to say is I did well or did poor on this thing. Take that as you may.
Yeah.
Go forth. Good luck.
Yeah.
Mm. What about fourth year?
Yeah, I'm nervous for fourth year.
Why?
I just don't like being put on the spot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why? Tell me why right now.
Um, like, I don't know, it just makes me really anxious for some reason.
Mm.
And like not having the answer, I think is really scary. So,
I think that's fair.
yeah. And you got to be able to think quick, and I'm not really somebody that can, at least when it comes to like academics and stuff like that, I can't really think on my feet that quick.
Hmm.
So, I'll have to learn how to do that.
From talking to a number of people, just in private, I think that's a common fear. A lot of people are like, well, what if I don't know the answer? What if I did know the answer and I forgot in the moment and I have to, I'm put on the spot in front of clinicians and my classmates and maybe an owner? Like, what do I do? And I feel like that's part of it and normal. I can't speak from experience because I'm not a fourth year. Um, but I can imagine that that's pretty normal and probably good for everybody. You know, I think a little bit of embarrassment is good for everybody. I think that's a philosophy I got back from band. Uh, you play a song pretty poorly in front of all your directors, you're like, well, that sucked. I don't want to
Yeah.
do that again. And so it's either practice a lot more for the next one or you stop and you quit and don't quit. You can do it. But the I don't know, it kind of forces you to do better. And
Hmm.
so a little bit of embarrassment is fine.
Yeah, I'd agree. Keeps you humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, I got one parting thing for the viewers, but that's about it.
Oh yeah.
Just got one closing statement for them to ponder.
We can wrap it up.
You
Yeah.
could ponder too. Um, would you rather have unlimited games, like an endless amount of games, but no bacon? ever. Or unlimited bacon, just truckloads and as much bacon as you could ever want. Wait, that's not right. I messed it up. Unlimited bacon's never an option. Unlimited games, endless games, but no bacon. Okay, first option. Second option, unlimited games, tons of games, but no games. Let us know in the comments below.
Thank you for watching.